Hey monkeys, can you hear me? I guess. Well, we're here. We're at Guitar Quackery. So Guitar Quackery is this, and you're watching Guitar Quackery live. Which reminds me, I need to send a link to this live stream to the customer. So why not? This is one of the reasons why I do these live streams. So I just do a copy and paste. I gotta find him. All these text messages from customers. I'm not complaining, but yeah. Where is he? Oh, he's right here. Yeah. So here we go. Copy and paste. Boom. And send. Whoop. Goes out. And then customers can watch me live in real time as I work on their guitars. It's not real time, technically speaking. There's a delay, as you know, which we call latency. But yeah, so this is Guitar Quackery Live, the one and only live streaming guitar repair channel happening here. This is Guitar Quackery, the name of the repair shop. MM, Music Makers NY. So this is where I rent this space from this studio. It's a rehearsal studio. People come, they rehearse. The guitars outside are rental guitars. They can rent guitars. Those aren't my guitars. So I'm not Music Makers, I'm Guitar Quackery, right? And I just rent the space here. But, you know, I tell you about them. They have 9 rehearsal studios. If you're in New York City, you can come and rehearse here. And they have workshops, which means they can put together a band, and then they put you on stage after 8 weeks of rehearsals together. All right. Yeah, many people come here. I heard Mick Jagger was rehearsing here just moments ago. Or maybe it wasn't him, maybe it was an impersonator, or maybe a cover band. I don't know. It sounded like him. I'll see when they open the door who comes out. So, yeah, maybe it wasn't him. We have this Strat. So this isn't a flipped image, you see. This is a Lefty Strat. We're going to be replacing the switch and the pickups. Now these are already the pickups that I'm replacing, the new ones. So they're not properly installed yet. I just wired them up without cutting the lead wires any shorter, just so that the customer could hear the sound of the pickups to decide whether he wants to keep these pickups or maybe not, right? So that's a good trick, right? And I'll be showing you everything that you need to know about rewiring this. So we'll start from the beginning. And look, we have one audience. Maybe it's the owner of the guitar. I don't know. Could be. So we'll remove. So here's the thing. So I'll show you a few tips, tech tips here. So technically, we would need to remove the strings and all, and maybe put a new set of strings. You can kind of slide out the pick guard on a Strat. Sometimes it just depends. Here, let's see how it goes. Let me first remove the screws, and then we'll see. I'll put them right here. So this is a live stream, which means it's not edited, which means you do get to see everything, but it takes a while to watch through. This guitar is here for multiple services, but I think I will be just live streaming the rewiring part. It's going to be refretted. I need to fix something on the body around the neck pocket. Maybe I'll show you now. Okay, so now the question is, can I just slide this out or not? So I would need to loosen the strings to find out. And if it's not possible to slide it out, then I'll show you a good tip. Okay, so here I'm just loosening the strings. So these are locking tuners, which means they don't have a lot of turns around the posts, and that doesn't work to our advantage in this case. I would want to have multiple turns around the posts if I wanted to really loosen the strings in order to remove the pickguard from underneath the loose strings. But because there's only a quarter of a turn around the tuning posts, I can only loosen the strings kind of slightly. So let's see if I can remove this. I did restring this guitar, by the way, because the strings were really old. So when I did install the pickups, like I said, I temporarily installed them for the sound check. Yeah, this is not really cooperating. Okay, so that's, I guess, good news for you, because I get to show you a neat tech tip. As you can see, I just put this here, and now I'm going to remove this bridge. That's the tip. It's a 6-point bridge with 3 screws. I did loosen this, so maybe now it would be a good idea to put a couple of screws back. Maybe this one. And this one here. So that I can flip the guitar around. There is a specialized tool available for the removal of the springs, but honestly, I just use needle nose pliers. They work just fine. Maybe one day when I grow up, I will buy that other tool, the specialized tool. I haven't really felt the need for it, but you know, it does exist. Oh, this is made in Japan, by the way, which means it's an excellent guitar. Usually that's what it means. Now, let's remove the 4 inside screws first. And you know, let's just be practical here and use our power tool here. So the strings are loose, which gives me access to the screws. Okay, so I like to remove the 4 inside screws first. Now it becomes basically a 2-point bridge. You really don't need 6 screws, but that's how they made it. And now we remove these 2. So Lefty guitars sometimes confuse me a little bit. So let's see if it's going to confuse me as I'm rewiring. So basically now I can just remove the entire bridge assembly. And now I have full access to this, easy access, right? Oh, I forgot that I put these screws back. No. Okay. Now we can just lift it. I like to keep the screws in order on a vintage guitar. I learned that from YouTube. Dan Earlywine, I think you know who he is, was doing something on a vintage guitar, and he kind of said, you know, that's a good idea on a vintage guitar because they show a different amount of patina and rust. Okay. So like I said, I installed these pickups temporarily. These are the new ones, the replacement pickups, because I wanted to make sure that the customer actually wanted to keep the ones that he purchased. So the lead wires are too long, right? And I just wrapped them around like this. So in the event that he, you know, ended up not liking the sound of the new pickups, I'd be able to simply remove them as I'm doing right now. Right. And then he would be able to return them, I guess, I think. I mean, how else do you test the tone? So people obviously changed pickups because they don't like the tone of the existing ones. There you go. All right. So now I can show you that these lead wires are in fact, you know, full length. These two are soldered together. So let me just heat up this little part. Okay. So right now I would feel completely okay returning these pickups because I haven't altered anything. I only removed those little kind of caps, which is basically the insulation just cut like that, and they just leave it there so you can just pull it out off like a little cap. Okay. Here, we are going to be replacing the switch, and the reason is because this is one of those box switches. So we are going to put a Fender blade switch here in place of this one, which means we can just remove these wires. So we kind of rewiring the whole thing. Now, I'm breaking my own rule here. What I like to do. Was it here? No, I can't even remember, you see. Yeah, I think it was here. So I like to take a picture of the wiring before I take everything apart. But I think I already did that. It's in my phone. I did that before I installed these pickups here. Okay. So I can see that this wire was crushed here against the body. You see that? At some point. I think that's what happened. Okay. This capacitor is good. Yeah. I think we're good. So that's tone and tone. Yeah. Okay. I wonder if I should just replace all the wires as well. I'm not a big fan of these. Well, we'll see. Let's remove this one. Nah, later. Sorry, friends, I keep changing my mind. Like I said, you're watching a live stream, so I'm improvising. Where did I put... I had pushback wire here somewhere. So we'll end up cutting these lead wires, and I'll have enough pushback wire for this. All right. What I think I should do is I should just remove the pickguard entirely from the guitar. All right. So we have these two ground connections here. One is for the output jack, one is for the bridge. Okay, so now the pickguard is free. I can put the guitar away and just work on the pickguard. This way we don't damage the guitar accidentally. In this case, I want to put the bridge back and just put two of the screws back. I back up the screws before I drive them in, just so they hit the correct spot inside of the hole. Torque on one, and I don't even drive them all the way down because it's just to, you know, hold the thing in place. This isn't a Lefty case, and they didn't think this through, so they didn't make it in a way that you can put a Lefty guitar in the case for whatever reason. Okay. What now? Well, we remove the switch. So it's got a switch tip, and that's it. You know what? I like to start with a handheld screwdriver. Just, well, this is the PCB switch, also called the box switch. It's a vintage one. We're not going to throw it away. We're going to keep it with the guitar. But these are by far better. So you see the entire mechanism of the mechanical switch. You can clean the contact pads if you need to clean them. Here, everything is kind of sealed internal. In fact, on this one you have two little screws, and I guess you can open it and clean it. But anyway, this is a better switch. So I'm not going to throw it away. I'm going to give it back to the customer. I'm going to put it in this bag. It goes with the guitar. Yeah, everything is here. So now this is a white tip. This one might look better. So let me see if it fits here. It does not. Okay, it's not the same switch. Okay. I guess white will look just fine. There's also a black one, so he can decide later if he wants to swap it. I'll just put this here. Okay, and I will restaple this, and then we'll put it in the case. So while we're here, let's clean up a little bit. Oh, Dr. Jeffrey Boyle is in the house, and I also see Dr. Huck. Yeah, hello. And I hear Mick Jagger again rehearsing. I wonder if it's really him. I don't know. I think the odds are that it's a cover band. I know that the spike isn't picking up the music from the rehearsal studios, but they're playing Miss You. And you know, it doesn't really sound like him. I think it's a cover band. Or an Elvis impersonator. I mean, a Mick Jagger impersonator. Okay, let me think here. I'm going to twist the wires. So that's, in my opinion, good practice. So this way, the two magnetic fields cancel each other out because the two wires are close together. It's not about the fact that they're twisted. It's because they are close together. So the magnetic field, if you put your thumb like this, if the current is going in this direction, the magnetic field is going in this direction, right? Your right hand, not the left hand. So then when you reverse, like let's say the white wire goes this way, the black wire like that, they cancel each other out. Less interference. And now they're playing, it's only rock and roll, but I like it. Sounds like it's in the wrong key. Or something doesn't sound quite like the original. Can you hear that? So they know that it's only rock and roll, but they like it. Okay, here we go. So the goal is to cut the wires as short as possible, but keep them as long as needed, right? And to be able to just drop this entire plate in place. All right. So, where's my pointy thing here? Let's see. We should put this thing here. In which direction? Yeah, with this on the inside. So I'm looking at a lefty plate here, right? So I got to think through this. Maybe I should charge more for lefties. Or would that be discrimination against minorities? Nah, I'll keep it at the same price. Or maybe I should give them discounts. Just to be nice. Oh yeah, by the way, yeah, discounts. I do give discounts to members of our military, by the way. I titled this thumbnail pickup swap and no, I'm sorry, pickup and switch swap, and then the subtitle on the thumbnail is searching for tone. So searching for tone is clearly why this customer wants to change the pickups. Maybe he found the tone already, but it's also the title of a YouTube channel, searching for tone, and the host is a retired New York City firefighter. How about that? So let's focus on this. Okay, so now I installed the switch. So we have these pickups. The black wires from the 3 pickups will all be soldered to this volume pot. Then we'll also connect the bridge ground connection and the output jack ground connection from the output jack, okay? Here, the signal connection from the output jack will be connected, or to the output jack, okay? And then this wire will be connected to this terminal here on the switch. And we need to connect this and this together. We need to bridge it. Bridge, yeah, bridge, I guess. So now, so that's that. So there's this pot. So then you see the ground is connected from here to here, and then from here to here. So all this is connected together, the grounds. It's also connected through the foil, ground connections. Then let me think this. So this isn't used. Sometimes they cut it off. This time they didn't. And then we have, from ground, we have this capacitor that's connected. And that can be connected through this and then to the middle here. That's it, yeah, like that, okay? And then from the switch, this goes to the switch, and then this goes to the switch. That's it. So everything is connected right. So while we're here, I want to make sure that our pots don't move. Nope. They're solid. All right. Okay. So this will be running together and then going this way. And I want to have a peek at the guitar. Oh yeah, plenty of space. Okay. You know, they're not all the same. And this one is a Japan-made guitar, so just got to make sure that I'm doing everything, you know, right. So this one is a bit too, I twisted too many turns. I wonder if I should go like this. So keep a little slack, a little bit, and then cut it here. I could do that. And then this is going to be connected to the first tip here. I'm sorry, this one. Yeah. So this goes here. So we keep a little slack, not too much, and we cut it right here. Boom. Okay. And now, how about this? I am going to keep these here. And this one needs to be connected to this. So snip it here. Okay. So this leaves me with a couple of wires I can use if I need them. And that's a pushback wire. But you know, you can also strip it. So I'm going to test on this, you know, just to find out which gauge to use. Yeah, I don't need this one. By the way, these Klein tools, I should put a link in the description for this. They're the best. I think this will work. Okay, now let me test the other one, the slightly smaller one. 26 gauge or 24 gauge. So for the stranded, this is stranded 26. Oh yeah, this works. And it's not damaging the wire. Okay. So what am I doing? 26 here. Okay, close up. So by the way, this works like this, right? So there's this is the stranded, and this is the solid gauge. 26, which is equivalent to the diameter of a 24 solid gauge wire. So just a little bit here, boom, and that's it. I just removed it. Now here, I'm going to expose a little bit more because this is the ground connection. That's it. And I'm not going to solder this one right away because I'm going to solder all of them together. I wonder if I should do this. Am I doing this right? I think I am. Okay, that's the bridge pickup. And I'm going to make a little hook, just a little bit, like that. And by the way, I heard something here, and I'm just going to check my battery power here on my laptop. Okay, good. All right. Let's continue. We have here our metal pickup. Same thing. Wait, come here. I need to sneeze. Sorry. So that's going to go here, the white one. Okay. The black one is going to join this one. Look. Just like that. So why don't we snip it here? Right here. And expose the inner core. See, when you have the right tools, it's so easy. You know, I was just having a little chat with one of the members on the My Les Paul forum. He goes by Lieutenant Dave. So he's a luthier from, I think, Arizona. Very knowledgeable, you can tell. And we're talking about how it makes sense to have the right tools if you are, you know, a professional. Professional means that, so the word professional doesn't mean that you're good. It means that you are, that it's your profession, right? That you are doing this for a living. It makes absolutely no sense to not have the right tools. Because with the right tools, you are more efficient. And I was saying on this recent forum post that if you don't have the right tools, you spend more time. We're talking about not files, right? But any tool. You spend more time doing the job. So now, if you spend more time doing the job, supposedly you're, paying commercial rent for your commercial space. And it's costing you as a business if you're using rinky-dink tools. So now, you spend more time doing the work. So what does that mean? Now you're going to charge more? That doesn't make any sense, that you would charge more for a job that might not come out good because you don't have the right tools. Now, tools, whether you buy the right tools or the wrong tools, are always going to be tax deductible. So what does that mean? Well, it means you're using pre-tax money to buy the tools. So if I want to buy a tool out of my own personal budget, I need to first, let's say it's a $100 tool. If I buy it from the company, using the company money, I spend $100 on that tool, pre-tax money. But if I wanted to buy the same tool out of my own pocket, I first need to pay myself salary through the payroll company, and they take taxes off. So I can't just transfer $100 from my business account to my personal account. I mean, I can, but that's not even a tax-deductible transfer. And then, yeah, it just doesn't make any sense. So if you have, you know, any kind of service business, it's better to have the right tools. Okay. Now we need to bridge these two together. Let me show you. So this one should be connected to this one. And then this one should also be connected to this volume pot. So what's the best way to connect it? I could connect it here, or I could connect it here. I think this is better. Yeah, this is more straightforward. And I could change this wire, because now I have all this. Oh, and I see I have more wire. Okay, so maybe I'll use the other one. Okay, but you know, this is enough wire. Yeah, let me see. Give me a moment, please. I need to think through this. So let's see if I can get away with this. Okay, this is what I'm doing. I'm going to mark off this length of, come on, where's the marker? Just want to mark it off. So now let's just cut through, twist a little bit, and you see this moves now. Okay, so I want to have one wire going through and going to the volume pot there. So let me unhook these, and let's do this first. Let's remove this. Okay, so it's going to go from here. So the rule is always the same. As short as possible, as long as needed. So maybe I'll cut it around here. You don't want it to be too short, because if you're servicing the circuit at some future time, you got to think of people who might be servicing this. But long wires cause interferences. So, and here we just need to trim a little bit. Cut this off. Oh, I didn't cut all the way through. That's it. Twist and remove. And that's good enough. Yeah. So this is already tinned. So no additional tinning required. Just warm this up, push it right through, and cool it off without moving. That's it. Here, now I straighten this part of the wire, and I'll be putting this back on. And it goes through here. Let's put this back on. Okay, so we have just enough exposed, and that's the right length, yeah. And now we want to kind of trim it a little bit. It is too long. and wiggle it a little bit. Oh, come on. Amateur night. I didn't do this right. Okay. I should have, twisted it properly before trimming it. But, like I said, amateur night. Okay, cool. Look at that. We have one wire going through. And now we have the solder. Here, warm up the workpiece first and then melt the solder. Okay, let it cool off, and we do the same thing here. So these pickups were tested. Even before I did the temporary install, I did test them with a multimeter. We found that at least one of them wasn't tested at the factory because it wasn't working, man, okay? So if they had tested it, they would have noticed, right? So they don't test it. They just put it in the box and ship it. Okay, that's fine. Look at that. So I'm happy with this. So this has a solder joint right here, here, and here. Now, I don't need to reflow the solder. It's fine the way it is. Okay, so now let's see about this connection here. From here, so this is this tone pickup. So that would go onto this one here. Let me see if I have enough wire to replace it. Yeah, it looks like long enough. Let's do this, okay? And now I am just going to sculpt this wire so I can connect it here. So once again, we twist and remove this little tip. And because I already have solder there, I can simply heat up, push it in, hold it still, let it cool off, and it'll be just fine. You see? Not moving. Oh, and it falls off. Ah, what I tell you. Well, that's because there was not enough solder. So I could just add some solder now first, because I'll be pushing through this little puddle. Not moving. Good. And this connection is going to go, I'll show you. So this connection from this tone pot here should go to, I think, this one. So from this tone pot, now it goes to this one here. Look at that. So same logic, as short as possible, as long as needed. I think Well, it's a little bit too long, right? And now we remove a little bit of this insulation thing. Okay. When you solder, try to keep everything neat. Where are we? Here. And I made the same mistake. I didn't sculpt it before trimming. What I tell you, amateur night. Right there. Okay. Now why don't we flood it with solder and warm it up. Come on. Okay. And you shouldn't move it, right? And this isn't moving, so that's fine. Now this one should be connected to this one here, okay? So obviously I can use this wire, but I wonder, you see, I don't have enough of this, but I may measure it up. So this would be the length that we want. There you go. So now I can just measure up the proper length from here. All right. Prep the wire here. Soldering always takes longer than you think. So this wire is coming from a different spool, and it is not the same wire as this. It's not exactly the same. So I need to tin it first. One good accessory, or whatever, trick, whatever you want to call it, is where I put it. See, when I put things in a different place, then I don't remember where I put it. But I just rearranged my shop a little bit again. Damn, oh, here it is. So, poster potty, you see that? So I'm just going to put it here. I'm going to put this wire here. So this holds it in place. And now I can tin it. So this tip needs to be cleaned a little bit. You see the wax kind of like starts to boil up. Okay. So I didn't have to do this with these wires because they're already pre-tinned, but this one isn't. Different manufacturer, I guess. There you go. All right, so this is good now. So yeah, poster putty is a great thing. You know, use it to hold your wires as you're soldering. Okay, what are we doing again? We're connecting from this. So should I? No, I'll come from behind. I melt this solder that's there, and I hold it. Okay, it's good. And now I just sculpt this wire, and it's going to go here. So it's close to the other one, right? It's good. It's good to me. Let's do this. Okay, and again, it's not moving at all. So it's cooling off without any wiggling. Okay. Okay. And that puts us one step closer to completion. Now, we are going to connect these wires here first. Yeah, I think we need to connect these first and the output jack, and then all of these are going to go on top. So now, why don't we bring the guitar back, put it back on the bench, and whenever I solder even close to the guitar, I always use a cotton terry cloth. I cover the guitar. So there's a difference. This is synthetic, and this is cotton. Not this. You need to use this because if you splash any solder, it melts right through the synthetic cloth, but it's not going to melt through the cotton cloth. And this is just it's called a terry cloth. You can buy it in an automotive store. It's used to wash cars, I think, right? I don't know much about cars, but that's what I think it's used for. Right. I'm not a big car enthusiast. Last car I had was a Toyota Prius. It was my second car ever, and I sold it as soon as I didn't need it anymore. Okay, we have these two wires here, and they're not twisted, so I'm going to keep these old wires, I guess. But let's twist these two wires together. Okay. And where's my poster tack? Now remove this. So I'm sharing quite a few tips, right? How you can access this without removing the strings. Like I said, often you can just slip the pick guard from underneath, but we have these locking tuners on this one, and because we don't have too many wraps, the strings aren't wrapped around the posts too many times. There's only like a quarter turn. We weren't able to loosen these strings enough. So since I removed the pick guard, obviously that's the best time to clean this. Like I said, this guitar is going to go through a full service kind of thing. I'm gonna refret it, but because we got some fret wear over there, and the frets aren't, you know, tall enough to do a level crown polish. So I discussed options with the customer. He doesn't really want to have super low frets, and we're doing a refret. But there's something broken here as well. I think the guitar must have been in some kind of an accident, and this thing broke. I did push it back, but we have a broken off piece here. And that is important because the neck is leaning in this direction. And I did notice when I received the guitar that the neck had pushed the pick guard. I think someone was working on this at some point, and the pick guard was all the way almost kind of riding over the bridge plate. Okay. So we have that terry cloth, and you see burn marks. Yeah, what did I tell you? So you want to do as much soldering off the guitar, right? But like I said, I feel that these should go on top. Let's connect. We already have 3 beads of solder here, so we'll just put it back the way it was before, since we're not changing the volume pot. There's no need to change it. Okay. So here I am holding this wire like this, and my fingers are resting on the pick guard, and there's a little bit of flexing here, so the wire is going to want to sink once I melt the solder. So I could even melt it first. And just let it cool off. And because I am leaning my fingers against the pick guard, nothing's moving. Same thing here. I'm anchoring my fingers on the pick guard. I put this here. So once I melt the solder, I'll be able to push it through the hole. Push the wire through the hole right there. There. Okay, now let's think about this. We want to connect the ground connections first. I want to keep everything neat. Like that. Post a potty. And this is a type of connection that requires a lot of heat. So when you have a connection like that, it's actually better to use a soldering gun, not a soldering iron. Yeah. I always wanted to have one of those when I was little. In fact, I had one of those when I was little. So this can heat up a workpiece to a really high temperature very quickly. So you don't preheat it. It just heats up when you pull the trigger. So let me get in position. I am simply going to be pushing this down. Yeah, because if you use a regular soldering iron, this one is only 40 watts. I would probably have to hold it there for a long time. And although it doesn't heat up as much as this, if you keep holding it there for a long time, you can overheat the component. But with this, you just do it quickly and you remove it and you let it cool off quickly. So you're applying more heat in terms of temperature, but only momentarily. So there's a difference. Okay. So this is the trigger. I'll go right here. Okay, it's heating up. I think it's heating up. Come on. Okay, let it cool off. Smoking gun, do you see that? Look at that. Can you see the smoke? It's a smoking gun. I actually hate guns. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Let's have a look. So this looks good. I mean, I'm not the best at this type of work, but I'm happy with this, okay, result. All right, so it melted the poster potty a little bit. That's fine. And now it's important to know which one goes where. So this one is gonna go, oh, did I cut this correctly? So hold on a second. The one from here is gonna go 1, 2, 3 here. That's this one. The middle one's gonna go in the middle. Is this one? Yeah. And then this one is gonna go here. So the bridge pickup goes here. Is this one? Yeah. That's the neck pickup. That's the neck pickup. And this can only be the middle pickup, but I'll double check because it's all twisted together. Yeah, the middle pickup goes in the middle. And then our neck pickup is connected to this one. So we want this to be, springing in the, pulling it in the right, not the wrong direction, the right direction. So why don't we deal with one wire at a time? It moved a little bit while it was still hot and melted, that's fine, but then it settled and it stayed in place. Okay. So the autofocus is, okay, making everything blurry. Okay. Last one, let's check. So this should be this pickup. Yeah, exactly. And now we should be able to test it. Okay. That's it. Okay. So we no longer need the poster putty. You can reuse it forever. I should find a better container maybe for this. I don't know. So now everything's connected and we should be able to test it. I'm going to do a tap test. Just a last visual inspection of this whole thing. Make sure that when I wiggle the wires that the solder joints don't just disconnect. The wires don't disconnect from the solder joints. And if I did everything correctly, so these wires are here. Okay, I should be able to just drop this in. Okay, so just a little, I move it a little bit like this. Is there any, nothing is pushing it. It's all good. Yeah, all feels good. We'll have a little wiggle room. Okay, now we can test our pickups, or the switch and the pickups. Turn on my amp. The output jack is a little loose. I'm going to have to tighten that. Okay, that's going to be a easy service. Okay, the moment of truth. I don't know if you are going to be able to hear anything, but here. Okay. Nothing, nothing. So, okay. Nothing, nothing. Tap, 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 nothing. Nothing, tap, nothing. Nothing, tap, tap. Nothing, nothing, and tap. So hopefully my mic picked up some of this noise. I don't know. We can test the volume. So this isn't the reverse thing. So it works. It works. This shouldn't work. This works. This doesn't. But not here, right? That's how it should work. And this shouldn't. This should work. Nothing here. Nothing here. Yeah, so it all works. Amazing. Now I can put the screws back. I'm looking for this screwdriver. So I have the screws here. I put them back in the same order. So I back it up a little bit, find the spot. So these pickups are the 5762, I guess reissue they're called, I don't know, Fender. Oops. Did you see that? Right on camera, it had to happen. I almost lost an original vintage part. But I didn't lose it. So we put new pickups, new switch, and also upgraded a few wires. Not all of them, but it can always be done at some future time. Oops. You heard that. So the pickups pick up, obviously, a magnetic field. So if I turn up the volume, right? So torque 1, and that's just for safety. I don't actually drive them all the way down. I also have the speed adjustment here. I can go really slow, right? Or fast. So the torque adjustment is just safety. If I overdrive it, so that I don't over tighten it. So when it's on 1, and if it hits the bottom, the screw hits the bottom, it's just gonna go like this. It's not gonna turn. That's torque 1, whatever you call it. And now we finish off with the screwdriver. Pickup height will be adjusted during the setup. You know what? I'm just realizing. I mean, yeah, I'm reinstalling the pick guard, but it'll be removed because I'm gonna have to glue that fracture there. But that's not gonna be done today. First, we'll refret this thing. And yeah, before I reinstall the neck after the refret, I am going to fix that thing. Okay. Like I said, not today. So I like to put, and I'm going to also clean all the hardware, but again, not today. So this was a kind of like short-ish live stream, 1 hour and 22 minutes and 9 seconds. But I don't think that I will be streaming the rest of the project. I'm not sure. I'll see. I've been live streaming less lately. Because I like to watch YouTube programs as I work, and I don't get to do that if I'm live streaming myself. Again, I don't drive them all the way. And at this point, I can tighten a couple of them. I don't need to tighten all of them because I'll be removing this bridge while this one's kind of high. Whatever, that's good enough for now. And yeah, man, I will end this live stream. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope maybe some of the information I shared helps out some people here watching. Maybe not. Maybe you already knew all that. I don't know. It's good either way, right? And yeah. Yumenaru. As a lefty, I appreciate this so much. LOL. Yeah, great. I haven't seen you before, Yumenaru. Yumenaru. But anyway, good to see you here. I am going to remove the frets soon-ish. I don't think today. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah. Okay, friends. So thank you very much for watching. If you feel like this was any good at all, just do the right thing there on the with the buttons. Like, share, subscribe. But yeah, share, because this way you help this channel grow, and this is an incentive for me to publish more not publish, to live stream more content for people to watch, because if no one is watching, what's the point? I don't have enough subscribers yet. I want to get up to 1,000. So you can talk. Oh, you know what? There's an opportunity here on the Which forum was it? The Telecaster forum. Well, let me go back to that. I had it on my phone. Someone was asking, so the title of the what guitar tube channels do you enjoy? Okay, what guitar tube channels do you enjoy? Let me show you this. Okay. So this is the forum. Where are we here? Okay, are we here? Yeah. So you see this title? What guitar tube channels do you enjoy? And that's the forum. tdpri.com, right? The Telecaster. And people were posting, that's the ad, you know, whatever guitar channels they like. Now, I can't post my own channel here, like saying that I enjoy my own channel. But this is an opportunity to help me out a little bit here, because people are asking, what do you recommend I should be watching, right? So remember that. This was, this started on April 6th. Today's May 17th. Yeah, it's still active. People are still posting on it. So please go there and post a link to this channel, Guitar Quackery Live, and also a link to the main channel, Guitar Quackery, and explain the difference. Because this way I can produce more content. It just makes more sense. And then maybe I get sponsors also. Now, my sponsors are not going to be, I don't think so, you know, like manufacturers of gear that I'm going to be reviewing. My sponsors would be completely neutral sponsors. I don't know, whatever. I need to think about it. But I don't want to have conflicts, you know, with my reviews of gear. So those need to be neutral and unbiased. Oh, I forgot to put the springs in. So if you, some of you, I'm going to put my switcher back, sorry, could post on that forum about this channel and about the main channel, Guitar Quackery, I would really appreciate it. That would really help me out, and it would help out anyone who actually wants to watch this kind of content, because a lot of people don't know about this channel or the main Guitar Quackery channel. I just posted a review of a Fender Acoustasonic on the main channel. I cut it in half. I said it was a guitar execution and autopsy. Now, on the main channel, I didn't explain why I did that, because I try to keep it mysterious, I guess. So, it was a replacement thing. So when guitars are either replaced by the manufacturers or whatever, right? They send you scrapping guidelines. You need to cut the guitar in half. You need to cut off the headstock. You need to take a picture of that, show the serial number that the guitar has been scrapped, because it can no longer exist. So to me, that was a great opportunity to do like a review video. So I call it the autopsy review, and I think it was good. I had Dr. Williams here. She's been on this channel, but she's never been on the main channel before. So we were doing this dissection together, and we showed everything that's inside of that guitar. So check it out. It's on the main channel right now. Okay, friends. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna keep working on something. I don't think I'll be live streaming today because I got like some other work to do that. I also need to record something for the main channel. Yeah. Okay. Be well, and I'll see you soon. Oh yeah. So there's a link to buy me a coffee if you want to buy me a coffee downstairs, because the super chat doesn't work yet because I'm not monetized. And if you do that, great. If you don't, fine. But it's better for me if you do it. But I'm fine if you don't do it. I'll survive. And then I'll see you soon. Thank you. Bye.